We welcome you on this Friday, January 25th, 2019, in mid-suburban West Conference basketball action. I'm Ryan Fahey with you here on HETV for our game of the week as the Saxons of Schaumburg High School are here at Conant to take on the Cougars in MSL West action. Now, both these teams coming off of a 180 in terms of how they come into action here tonight. For the Conant Cougars, the home team here tonight, Cougars a surprising loss to the Hoffman Estates Hawks by a score of 64-47. Sheldon Barnett Morales for the Hawks had a career-high 34 points in that contest to give Hoffman Estates their first conference win of the season. Now, on the side for the Saxons of Schaumburg, who come in tied for the top of the West with Fremd at 5-1 in conference play, for the Saxons, they're coming off of a 54-49 victory over the Palatine Pirates. They're led by their football star, now turned basketball for the winner, and Hezzy Trotter, who has 996 career points on the season. He had 13 in the victory against Palatine. He is 4 points away from getting to the 1,000 mark of his historical high school basketball career. We'll see if he gets to that, and we'll see if the Cougars can bounce back as we have our HETV Game of the Week from Conant High School. We got tip-off for you and a whole lot more coming up next. About to get set for tip-off as you look in on the Cougars huddle here at the home of the Cougars at Conant High School on HETV. This is our game of the week as they take on the Saxons of Schaumburg High School. Saxons 5-1 in conference play, 15-5 overall on the season, while Conant right behind them in third in the MSL West, 3-3 in conference play, 8-10 overall on the season. You just heard the national anthem and the starting five for each squad. And they walk one of the star players for the Cougars out on the floor. It'll be Mittal for the Cougars to be at the tip. And you've got number 20 and Chris Hodges for the Saxons out there in the maroon road uniforms. Conant Cougars in the whites. And off we go off the opening tip. A deflected shot and a second chance putback is good, and just like that, Tezzy Trotter, who's now 2 points away from 1,000 points in his high school career, just like that. He had 13 in the game against Palatine the other night. 57-49 win for the Saxons to get into their 5th conference win of the season.
And that's how Schaumburg was able to beat Friend the other week. Those second chance opportunities, second and third chances are huge.
That's Bruce Anderson, who you just heard, who will have the commentary with me here tonight, and also the camera operations behind the scenes. Kolev towards the left arc, and out to the top, it's Mittal. A lot of perimeter ball movement. We've seen this Conant team a few times this season. Devon Ellis driving baseline, but he stepped on the line out of bounds. It'll be Saxon's ball. He's going in there defensively. Mike Hodges, the brother of Chris. Mike the senior, Chris the sophomore. In that game against Palatine, we just talked about a moment ago, Chris having 10 points in the 57-49 victory against Palatine. Palatine falling to 2-4 in the conference play because of it. 8-12 on the year they are. As trying to save that one on the far side was Christian Orozco, the senior. That's out of bounds. That's twice now we've seen some kind of carelessness with the awareness on the floor for the Saxons.
Well, one for Conant, one for Schaumburg.
It's all top of the circle to Anthony Wackel, who wanted to go in for Kolev. Little contact as he drives left side into the lane and a kick out. Mittal lost the dribble as it gets to Devon Ellis. The 6'4" sophomore forward drives, kicked out, Kolev, 3, got it. Jonathan Kolev from downtown, and the first field goal belongs to the senior 6'4" guard.
So Conant with an early 3-2 lead here to start the game. See what Schaumburg can do on this possession.
Mike Hodges inside as it's kicked out to Trotter for the 3, and he was looking for that to get into the 1,000 club, but we'll have to wait for another attempt later on. Ellis, top of the circle. Kolev, who just hit the 3 a moment ago. Ellis to Wackel. Far right corner to Kolev at the wing. Go inside to Ellis, instead they back out. Dominic Benini with the ball. And Conant coming off of a surprising loss to Hoffman Estates, in which the Hawks won that one in convincing fashion. As Mittal driving, kicks it out. Wackel, that's a left corner 3. Side of the rim, no. And the rebound to Schaumburg. Mike Hodges, kicked out right side. 3 ball is up and no. Offensive rebound to the Saxons. And they'll reset at the top.
So Schaumburg doing fairly well at getting those second chance opportunities. We'll see if they can cash in on it here.
Top of the circle, 3 is up and it is good from the senior guard, Mike Hodges. So back-to-back 3s now from each side. 5-3 Saxons here. Almost halfway done with quarter number 1. Under 4:35 to go in the opening act. Ellis at the lane. Wackel left side. Bounce pass Ellis. Shot up, shot good. Devon Ellis. And we're tied at 5. Right corner, driving, and the bucket is up, and the bucket is good, and welcome to the 1,000 club, Tezzy Trotter.
Quite an achievement.
Ellis to Mittal, who wanted to step up for the 3, decided not to, though. Kolev, right arc. Wanted to go inside, and they go to the top of the circle for Ellis. Wackel. Now Benini, they look to go to the left free throw line, extended Mittal. Defense here from Schaumburg. Not letting anything really get inside so far for Conant's offensive possessions. It's all come from outside the paint for the most part, as it's back into Ellis. Trying to use that 6'4" size to his advantage, and he does so right there, and we're tied at 7. Brought into the front court now. Trotter. They go inside. About an 8-footer, no. Natal the rebound. Dominic Benini, the 6-foot senior guard, to Raj Natal. Wackel, nowhere to go to his left. Benini. Has it back as he goes to Ellis, who almost lost the handle. Spins in on the baseline. Out to the free throw line extended, Natal. Wackel, the drive. And he's got to have to put on the brakes. As Natal goes to Colab, but an offensive foul shot wouldn't have counted. As the offensive foul will go on Natal. That'll be his first personal, team's first. And that's actually our first foul of the game. And it came with 6 minutes and 31 seconds into the contest. As we have a substitution as Reiner Roque now checks in for Conant.
Schaumburg has been playing tough defense. That's been their calling card so far this season.
You also got Shamari Brown, number 33, in for the Saxons too. As Jared Shute checked out. Mike Hodges top. We have 2:15 to go in the first, tied at 7. Arnav Karnik also into the ball game for Schaumburg, who had the handle a moment ago. And he's open in the right corner, but I don't think Schaumburg saw him on the floor. Trotter driving left side, floater up, no. And the ball will be controlled by the Cougars.
We've been stuck at 7-7 here for a while. Both teams unable to score.
Call those lucky numbers at a casino, but these two teams want to get more than just that. Okay. Now Natal top. Under 90 seconds to go in the first quarter, tied at 7. Wackel with a football-style pass to Roque as he gets it over to Natal. Thought about driving, and it's a kick out instead to Wackel. Natal at the elbow, using that pivot foot, goes out to Benini, who resets. Approaching 1 minute to go here in the first. Natal, the right-hand dribble, spins in, shot up, shot good. And that tie's broken, and the Cougars have the edge, 9-7, courtesy of Raj Natal.
Skyhook.
Deflected into the backcourt as Mike Hodges gets it ahead. Karnik left arc. Mike Hodges resets as we have 30 seconds to go in the first, and it looks like they want to hope for perhaps the final possession. Trotter. Mike Hodges. Trotter again, thought about it with 18. Mike Hodges now with 10 to Trotter. Karnik right corner with 7. Trotter with 5. Into the paint, shot up and a foul. 3.3 seconds remain on the clock as the foul goes on Conant, as that's going to be on Natal. And that's going to be his second. And that puts Trotter at the line for a pair. Just mentioned Mike Hodges a moment ago. He had a game-high 24 points in that victory over Palatine. He had 13 of those in the first half. As the first free throw from Trotter is good, make that now 1,001. As for the Cougars, you've got Abbas Kirafili into the ball game. Devon Ellis back in. And out on the floor for the Saxons once again is Jared Shue, as the second free throw is missed. And it's picked up by Reiner Roque with 1 second left. He heaves it from beyond half court, but too much muscle on it. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play here at Conant High School. A tight one through 1. As the first quarter has Conant with the edge by only 1 at 9-8. And Bruce, it's been a tight, disciplined defensive battle here from both sides early on.
It has. Hard fought, good defense on both sides. And both teams seem to be doing about the same thing out there. Getting some threes and being able to drive in for some layups.
And this is a Conant team that, when mentioning their loss to Hoffman Estate 64-47, they're down by as much as 20, and even in the second half, there was a stretch in which Hoffman Estates outscored Conant in the second half 34-11.
That's hard to believe.
It's something that wasn't really expected on paper going into that matchup against Hoffman Estates. But much credit given to that Hawks team that has gotten their first conference win of the year. They're now 6-13 on the season overall.
Did you say they had some starters in there that hadn't been playing so far in the year?
Yeah, I mentioned they've rotated their lineups a little bit as they've gotten into the second half of their season, and that was led in that victory by Sheldon Barnett Morales, who had a career high in 34 points in that victory over Conant. As we get out on the floor to start the second quarter, it'll be Carafili, the 6'1" junior, to inbound it at the half-court line far side. 9-8 after 1. See how it changes as we begin quarter number 2. Zach Chenault at the guard spot out there for Conant, number 1 in white. Skylar Yu, number 24, also out there for the Cougars. Second unit essentially out there for Conant right now, with the exception of Devon Ellis, number 30. A lot of perimeter passing here in the first 30 seconds as it's Yu to Chenault again. Seems like Conant with this lineup, Bruce, at least at the guard play, giving up a size advantage, with the exception of Devon Ellis inside. Okay, at the right wing to Yu, top of the circle.
And Schaumburg's often had a height advantage in the paint as well.
Over a minute now, we haven't seen a pass even go inside yet. Okay, top of the circle, there was a screen set. No shot taken as driving in, Chenault floats one up, back rim no. And the rebound controlled by the Saxons and Shamari Brown. Mike Hodges with control.
That's what we've seen Schaumburg do this year, force the outside shot.
And they make one of their own as Arnav Karnik drains it from downtown, and they're back up 2 at 11-9.
That shutdown defense, something that we're used to seeing Conant have. And it's being turned around on him here.
A lot of people coming into this matchup tonight were probably rather expecting this to be low scoring. And that one, an errant pass out of bounds, Schaumburg basketball. Chris Hodges now coming back in along with Hezzy Trotter for the Saxons. And Raj Patel, who's got 2 fouls, back out there, along with Anthony Walker.
We'll see if the little bit of a blow gives them some extra steam in the second quarter.
Maurice Patterson with the handle for Schaumburg as they go inside. Turnaround shot in the paint is up, and it'll roll on in for the sophomore Chris Hodges. 4-point lead now for the Saxons, 13-9, as Ellis tries to answer and he can't, as Trotter gets the rebound.
And that's a shot we've been used to seeing Schaumburg make, get the ball into Hodges under the net. Not happening so much here tonight.
There's a football one-on-one matchup for you, Walker and Trotter. Remember what they can do for their respective football offenses last football season back in the fall of 2018. We were at a bunch of their games. Bruce says the left arc three is up and no good. Second chance, no. And ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Saxons.
So that'll be a third chance.
As Dominic Benini now will come in for Zach Chenault. And a quick inbound to Trotter. Counted in the foul. Strong move from the senior guard, Hezzy Trotter, who's at the line for the and one to try to give his team a 7-point lead, and he's got 7 so far in this first half.
So the Saxons ratcheting up the pressure here in the second quarter. Starting to pull away.
And
7-point lead.
Trotter converts the and one, and he's got 8 leading all scorers. He's almost outscored Conant by himself. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first half. As Ellis has it back at the left arc, in for Mittal. Being guarded there by Chris Hodges. Almost a steal attempt that would have worked as Ellis lost the handle on the dribble, and that one's intercepted. And into the backcourt, ball on the ground, and a travel was called as Kolev went to the floor to get the ball. Referee saying he established possession, and with the movement of his feet on the floor, that would ensue a travel. So Schaumburg catches quite a break there, Bruce.
Is that the movement of his feet or his whole body?
Yes. Patterson into the front court as he finds Chris Hodges. Driving is Trotter, and he makes another bucket, and he's got 10. 18-9 Saxons is just like that. They have now gone on a 9-1 run to begin this second quarter, and they've been just doing it with some careful passing inside and just going to the hoop with it.
Schaumburg's really putting their foot on the gas here. Strong defense, good moving offense, getting the scores, and they're pulling away up by 9. They've doubled the Conant score.
And I mentioned you saw this Schaumburg team a couple of weeks ago when they took on the other top team in the MSL West in Frem. Frem's one loss in Mid-Suburban West play came to these Schaumburg Saxons. You saw that game, Bruce, a couple of weeks ago, in which it was a 14-point victory for Schaumburg, 50-36, but as you mentioned, it was a lot more, it felt like, than just a 14-point victory.
It did. It was just stifling defense on the Schaumburg part. They were just really able to take it to Fremd on their home court.
Fremd overall 14-4 on the year, Schaumburg 15-5. Both these teams with only one conference loss so far this season. We mentioned Fremd's came to Schaumburg. And for Schaumburg, their one loss came at Barrington on a late bucket with 3 seconds left in that one. So off the Conant timeout, Benini into the front court. They go into Ellis with a nice fake pass, goes up, but he can't get the friendly roll, and Trotter secures the rebound.
I think that ball hit every part of the rim except the inside.
Patterson. Goes to Chris Hodges. Trotter right corner. Conant back to Trotter again. Cross-court pass as they work inside to Chris Hodges, who pulls up, and he knocks it down, and everything's falling for the Saxons with 3:30 to go as they're now up 20-9.
And Hodges using that height advantage to his advantage.
Hodges now with 4 as Raj Mittal has it at the left arc. Anthony Wackel finds Ellis right side. Mittal almost to the top of the timeline as he gets forced out there by Chris Hodges defensively. Kolev wanted to drive and he can't.
Conant in desperate need of some points here.
Mittal at the free throw line, backs out. Benini, left corner. Wackel, 3-ball, good. And a much needed bucket for the Cougars, now down by 8 at 20-12.
Now they need a stop and some more points.
Trotter. Has it back at the right corner. As we have 2:15 to go, and Conant answers with a three of his own, and he signals to the crowd that was a three. He's got 6 points, 23-12 Saxons.
The Cougars did not need that.
Benini at the right wing. They look to go to Ellis, who couldn't get a handle on it, but it's out of bounds, and it's last touch for Conant's sake by Schaumburg, as the Saxons are going to make a hockey line change. Mike Hodges coming back in along with Shamari Brown. And also out there, Christian Orozco. As Boris Patterson checks out along with Arnav Karnik and Jared Shue, as it goes inside to Mittal, and he is fouled going up for the shot. And they got that on Chris Hodges, who's not pleased with that call.
Yeah, he was mugged.
Actually, they're going to get that. They call that on Hezzy Trotter. Trotter having a conversation with the official about the whistle, as Mittal's first attempt is no good. We'll get one more.
Seen a lot of misses from the lane this season.
I mentioned the last couple of weeks in games that we have covered, Bruce, that free throw line has not been friendly to the teams we've seen. Maybe we're the ones that have the bad luck for them. The old broadcaster's jinx. As it's 23-13, 1:45 to play here in the half.
Should not be a free throw jinx. A three-point jinx, maybe?
Well, not tonight. We've seen, I think, 3 or 4 now go in for both teams respectively. As usually more often than not, you get a lot of inside play, but not with that shot, as that one misses. Mittal the rebound. As Benini goes to Wackel. 1:17 to go in the half, as a dump pass looking for Ellis is taken away by Chris Hodges. Trotter driving, shot up, no. Rebound, second chance, too strong on that one, and Mittal gets the rebound. A wide open chance blown there from Shamari Brown. I think he was maybe too wide open. As Ellis kicks out left corner. Benini wanted the three. Kolev will drive instead. Go into Ellis, off the glass and in. As with under 45 seconds, the Cougars deficit cut back again to single digits at 8.
They need a stop.
Trotter now with half a minute remaining in the second. Into Chris Hodges, who's facing a double team, and the double team is won by that double team of Ellis, who helped out there as Mittal was getting backed in. And Mittal has it with 15, and they want to hold for the final shot.
Against this defense, they better not hold it too long.
Mittal with 8. Now the Walker looks up at the clock with 4. Mittal driving, lost the handle. Fadeaway shot is good.
Wow.
And that could loom large as both teams head into the locker room. And the Cougars now only trailing by 6. Saxons have the halftime lead though at 23-17. But a big shot there to carry some momentum into the half by Raj Mittal, Bruce.
Not only able to shut Schaumburg down, able to take the ball the other way and get 2 more.
So at the half, Schaumburg leads at 23-17. We'll take our halftime break. We'll get you back here for second half action in just a little bit on our HETV Game of the Week. About to get set for second half action between the Saxons of Schaumburg High School and the Cougars of Conant on our HETV Game of the Week. Alongside Bruce Anderson, I'm Ryan Fahey with you. 23-17, the visiting Saxons have the lead. But not before, Bruce. A couple of few field goals in favor of Conant that cut their deficit by when they were down as much as 11. Just like that, now it's only a 6-point game.
Yeah, and they hit the last two there, able to bring the deficit down, like you said, to 6. And we'll have to see if that carries over to the second half, if they got a little bit of momentum off it.
As we get set for the second half here over at Barrington, not too far away from here in MSL West action. They have a 23-18 lead over the Hoffman Estates Hawks. We talked about them not that long ago getting that shocking victory, we can say, against Conant.
Well, maybe surprise. Shocking
surprise. Either way, it was the first conference win for the Hawks this season against Conant. As Conant looks to try to turn things around and get back to their winning ways. As the Saxons will be going right to left on your screen. Conant left to right as the second half is underway. Mike Hodges to the right corner as it gets inside. And that one may have been blocked as the Cougars take possession. Jonathan Kolev at the right arc, in for Devon Ellis. Ellis to Wackel driving. Raj Matal, who had 2 first-quarter fouls, has settled down since. As Kolev with the fake and the drive and the scoop and the score.
Boy, that's almost poetic.
It was unintentional, too. Cougars now down by 4. Mike Hodges at the top. And that one's stolen. It's Wackel. An opportunity for Conant to get this within 1 possession right here.
Conant just coming out on fire here.
Well, we wanted the 3. Ellis had a step back for a second. As they work it inside to Matal. Raj Matal on Chris Hodges. There's Ellis to the top for Benini. Wackel gets it into Ellis, and almost had that poke from behind from Mike Hodges. Cougars keep possession. Under 6.5 to go now in the third. Matal to Benini. Now for Kolev again. Risky pass into Ellis, but a foul. That's going to be on Jared Shue.
And Schaumburg over the back a couple times in that possession.
Actually, they're going to. They had it look like originally on the scoreboard. They had that to go on Trotter, but it wasn't even in the area. So they did give that foul to the junior guard, Jared Shue, excuse me. That's his first. He's off the baseline inbounds. Wackel driving. Wackel has that one blocked by Chris Hodges. Ball still alive. And Benini flying towards the bench area, but he stepped on the line out of bounds. And it'll be Saxton's ball with 6:04 to play in the third.
Good hustle there by both teams.
Trotter quickly in transition with the reverse and the finish. Pretty play there from the senior guard, Hezzy Trotter. He was elusive in football, and he's shown it on the court here as well this winter.
No hesitation there.
Ellis, the shot, and the finish. Devon Ellis now with 8. And it's 25-21, back to a 4-point deficit.
Conant looking like a different team here in the third quarter.
As the drive there doesn't go for Trotter. As Kolev fakes, and that one's batted out of bounds to the Cougars bench. And it'll stay with Conant. As Arnav Karnik for the Saxons comes in. Jared Shue, or rather that's Christian Orozco that came out, excuse me. Kolev, guarded by Trotter. They go into Matal now. Left side, in the paint. backing his way in, and it's down to a 2-point game. Schaumburg looks for a quick response, and they're gonna get it. Chris Hodges the other way, and just like that, 27-23.
Schaumburg using the fast break to their advantage here. Conant being a lot more deliberate.
Natal, as it goes cross court to Benini for the three. Side of the rim, no, and Trotter the rebound. Oh, and a miscue as Conant couldn't handle the quick pass from Trotter. As we got some subs in as Shamari Brown comes in for Schaumburg. And Reiner Roque for the Cougars. As now Jared Shue will head to the bench. In place. And for Conant, Jonathan Kolev will take a seat. 4:21 to go in the third, 27-23 Saxons. Glad you're with us for our HETV Game of the Week. Alongside Bruce Anderson, I'm Ryan Fay with you here at Conant High School. As Benini left wide open for three, and he takes advantage of it. And now it's a 1-point game. Benini left wide open. Had about 5 feet of separation. As now Trotter goes to Hodges for the three. Back rim, no. Shamari Brown, the offensive rebound, and he's fouled. As they're going to get the foul there on Anthony Wackel. That'll be his first. As Brown now will be at the line to shoot two. Brown looking for his first points of the night here at the free throw line. And he's short on the first.
Well short.
Maurice Patterson, the freshman, now comes back in as Karnick heads off. Brown for one more. That one too strong. He's 0 for 2 in that sequence. And Conant's got the ball. And it's Conant now to try to take the lead back. They're down double digits for most of the second quarter. And have grinded their way back into this now, down still by 1 after the 2 misses from Shamari Brown on those free throws a moment ago.
Before the game, Schaumburg was working on free throws and having about that kind of luck. A lot of misses.
Benini, who had that key 3 on the last possession to get them within 1.
Conant with a chance to take the lead here.
If I remember correctly, this would be their first lead of the night if they are to get a bucket. As Ellis, a risky pass, has it stripped away though. Hodges the other way to Trotter, who pulls up for the baseline shot, way too strong. Misses everything as Matal gets the ball. Benini quickly with a spin move. The kick out to Roque is deflected out of bounds. And the Cougars will maintain the ball. As Skylar Yu now will come in. And so will Jonathan Kolev. As Devon Ellis will head off. And so will Reiner Roque. Walker on the sideline inbound as this one, he throws it into the backcourt for Benini to go get. 2.5 now to go in the third.
Not taking any chances with that inbound pass.
Matal. Could have been traveled as Benini's shot is blocked. And coming the other way is Patterson. Patterson, top of the circle, three-pointer is up, and the three-pointer is good. And it's back to a 4-point lead for Schaumburg with 2:05 to play in the third.
That Schaumburg defense starting to tighten down.
And Schroeder diving for that steal attempt, but it goes out of bounds. As Jacques Chenault will come in for Benini. And a timeout on the floor charged to the Cougars with 1:57 to go here in the third. But a big shot there, Bruce, from Maurice Patterson, the freshman, to give them a little more separation, as this third quarter as a whole has been essentially controlled by Conant.
It has. Conant's been dominating here in the third quarter, and yet they still trail by 4. So timely shooting by Schaumburg, able to take advantage of a couple fast breaks to keep themselves in it.
Outscoring Schaumburg so far are the Cougars 9-7. With a minute 57 to go here in the third. And this is a program reminder. Our HETV Game of the Week next week will take us back over to the home of the Hawks at Hoffman Estates, as they'll be welcoming in one of the top teams in the conference in the Fremda Vikings. It'll be a 6 p.m. tip next Friday.
Thanks for the tip.
As off the timeout, Chenault will bring it into the front court. Kolev to Mittal. Chenault. Kolev again. With 100 seconds remaining here in the third. Get a whistle and a foul, I think, away from the ball. And it's going to be inside, a foul on Shamari Brown. That'll be his team's first of the half. So baseline inbound. As Chenault will be the one inbounded into Walker. Chenault stopping at the free throw line. Gets it into Yu, who has that one rim around and out. Quickly up ahead and batted. Mittal staying on that baseline for the steal. Tiptoeing the line there on the tightrope was Raj Mittal, who now gives it off to Yu.
And he must have had some stickum on his fingers not to lose that one out of bounds.
I was surprised he stayed in as Kolev, as Mittal was moving the other way. It's stolen by Schaumburg with under a minute now to go in the third. Patterson to Mike Hodges. Right corner, Brown. Brown kicks out. Now to Patterson as it swung around for the three. Side of the rim, no. Chris Hodges, the offensive board, and the putback. We've seen a lot of second chance putbacks from Schaumburg here tonight as their lead goes back up to 6, Bruce.
And Hodges in the paint, that's perfect for him. Able to use that height, go up and get it.
Chenault now at 16. Wackel to Chenault, behind the back, almost lost it. As Wackel's got it with 10 to Mittal as they hold for the final shot of the third quarter. Mittal hit a nice shot to end the first half, and he's fouled as the half-court heave from Trotter wouldn't matter anyway. As the foul, they're actually going to call it on Mittal, who scrambled to the floor to get the ball, and that's his third personal, as Yu now comes out for Devon Ellis. As Arnav Karnik comes in for Schaumburg. And also in now for the Cougars is Vaz Karafili. 3.6 left on the clock. To be quite a heave here as Patterson races up with 1 second left. And that shot's not going to count as it did off the front of the rim, though. Good effort. Well, that does it for the end of the third quarter of play as the Saxons, who led at the half by 6, keep it at 6, 32-26. But you gotta like what you've seen from Conant here, Bruce, with their offense for the most part, as they've got it to within a point, but also you gotta give credit to Schaumburg for not letting their guard down either.
That's right, Schaumburg able to weather the onslaught from the Cougars here and bring it back to a 6-point lead.
Got 8 points so far from Chris Hodges tonight. Karnik with 6. And both of those were from the three-point line to get those 6 points. On the reverse side for the Cougars, Devon Ellis, who checked back in a few moments ago, has got 8. Kolev with 5.
So Conant coming into the second half with all the momentum, able to get it to within 1 point, and Schaumburg able to weather the storm and turn it back the other way.
I think we're also seeing how valuable it was that at the end of the second quarter that Mittal turnaround shot as the clock expired to end the second quarter really gave the Cougars that spark to come out of the locker room in that third.
Seems like gave them that little bit of extra life, a little bit of hope. And they rode that into the third quarter. So let's see what they have left here at the start of 4.
Final 8 minutes of regulation on the clock as we're about to begin the fourth quarter. Schaumburg 32, Conant 26. Our HETV game of the week on this Friday, January 25th, 2019 from Conant High School. And away we go for the fourth. Natal finds Wackel, left arc. Natal, who we just talked about. Now it's Devon Ellis. Ellis driving, has that blocked out of bounds. Chris Hodges, the sophomore forward, swatting that one down and out as the ball will stay with the Cougars.
Using that height advantage. Hard to drive against them in the paint.
Ellis to Wackel again as they work inside to Natal. Kicked out, Ellis the 3-ball, it goes in. Devon Ellis from downtown, and it's back to a one-possession game. Ellis with 11.
So Conant needing a stop here.
As he tried again, set the check back in. As Conant looks to answer, he can't. Back rim, no. Another rebound and a putback good from Chris Hodges.
And we've been seeing Hodges do that all season. Just not so much here tonight for some reason.
He's doing a lot of dirty work inside that you may not see on the box score. But he has gotten the offensive rebound collections, that is for sure. Natal backing his way in. Turnaround shot is good. As Natal has got 9. It's back to a 3-point game. And a timeout called by the Saxons. Wade Heisler, the head coach, wants to talk things over. And the resolve of Conant staying true here to begin the fourth.
They are not giving up their house. Keeping it close, a 3-point game, 31-34 with 6:36 left to play.
Looking ahead to the upcoming games for both of these teams, Schaumburg will be taking on Fremd on Tuesday on their home court. That'll be a fun one to watch, a rematch from what you guys saw a couple of weeks ago.
No doubt Fremd looking ahead to that.
And for Conant, they will be going into some non-conference action against St. Lawrence before they get back into MSL West play at the beginning stages of the month of February. Not often do you see a lot of teams at that point of the season still have some non-conference games in their schedule, but that's what you got with a couple of some of the MSL teams here in the conference, whether it's the West or the East. I'll update you on the East standings in a moment. As Trotter inside the free throw line, that jumper is good. Too easy for Hezzy Trotter. Wackel has that pass almost went behind him. Kolev, who he wanted the 3, faces a double team to Natal and then Benini. Trotter now leading all scores with 14 tonight. He needed 4 points to get to the 1,000 point mark, and he got that 3 minutes into the first quarter. Natal driving, off the glass, no, and the rebound by Shamari Brown.
Good look, just couldn't get it to fall.
And speaking of good looks and speaking of falling, it's Hezzy Trotter from downtown, and it's back to an 8-point lead for Schaumburg, and Trotter has got 17.
And that is huge for the Saxons. Gives them a bit of breathing room there.
As Kolev drives, kicks out, and Natal kind of puts on the pause button as they work to Ellis, who's got a team-high 11. Natal wanted to go for that same move as Wackel pulls up for 3. That's no good, and the rebound to Mike Hodges. Quickly in transition, it's Trotter, and that's too easy for the senior guard, and it's back to a double-digit lead for the Saxons, 41-31. Trotter's got 19, as he's got the hot hand with 4:57 to go. And you're starting to get that feeling, Bruce, that it's Schaumburg's for the taking here with the final 4:57.
Sure seems like it. Conant's going to take those threes. They got to have somebody in the paint to go after the rebound if they miss, and they've been missing those quite a bit.
I think something that we're also seeing is that the quick transition game of the Saxons from defense to offense, Conant hasn't been able to keep up with it.
Now it's really gone Schaumburg's way, and they've been able to use that quick break all night.
No one's been able to stop number 23 in the maroon jersey that you see in the middle of the bench there sitting down. Trotter with 19 points so far tonight.
Yeah, he's just been trotting up and down the court, having a really good game here tonight.
Chris Hodges also in double figures scoring with 10. Mentioned Devon Ellis with 11. I want to get to this as well, as I mentioned it a few moments ago. Standings in the MSL East. Prospect leads the East Division at 6-0 in conference play, 10-9 overall. In terms of overall wins, losses from the East, nothing that really is eye-popping. As Prospect's only 10-9 on the year. It's always the conference games that matter most, though, as Buffalo Grove and Hersey not far behind at 4-2. Rolling Meadows 3-3 in conference play. Wheeling 1-5, and Elk Grove at the bottom at 0-6. You got 4 teams out of the 6 in the East above 500 overall, and only 3 out of the West above 500. It's off the timeout. It'll be Benini to bring up ahead.
So Conant needing some points here. They're chasing 10.
Wackel, right corner. Ellis driving, has that poked away, and it's stolen by none other than Hezzy Trotter. Lost the handle as it goes to Karnick. In for Chris Hodges, who's short on the shot. Ball batted around, and it's Benini the other way.
And Schaumburg able to get back quickly on defense, shut down the fast break, and then poke the ball away out of bounds.
The ball last touched by Trotter. With 4:14 to go, 41-31 Saxons with the lead.
Looks like Schaumburg with a bit of a quickness advantage as well as that height advantage in the paint.
As the shot up, and Wackel's fouled. And the foul's on Shamari Brown. That'll be his second, team's third. So Wackel at the line to shoot a pair. So he's got 3 points tonight. Big free throws coming. And he makes one. As you've got Chenault and Roque coming back in for Kalev and Benini.
Conant really needing to take advantage of the freebies here. And he hits both of them.
So Wackel goes 2 of 2. Jared Shue now checks back in as Brown will head off. A little press being shown from Conant, as they know time may not be on their side as it goes to Trotter. Trotter has it poked from behind and stole it. Chenault now up ahead to Ellis, who's going to settle it down in the right corner. Roque to Mittal.
Conant just not able to work the fast break tonight.
Mittal top of the circle, 3, no. And the rebound to Trotter. Cutting through the paint, and a nice finish is the senior Mike Hodges, back to a 10-point lead.
Just making it look so easy there. And again, I don't mind the Cougars taking the threes. They just need somebody in the paint to go after the rebound.
Mittal. Roque, Wackel. Driving Chenault, but he's bumped. And that's going to be on Karnick. And that'll be his first. Get the 4th team foul. It's going to be an inbound coming for the Cougars as Benini and Kalev are ready to check back in.
3:02 left, 10-point game.
So Benini and Kalev now in as Chenault and Roque head off. They also now got Shamari Brown back in for Jared Shue. In for Walker, who drives and has a wide open lane. And it's 45-35 with 2:57 to go.
Unusual for Conant to be able to drive like that.
Mike Hodges to his brother Chris, then now Shamari Brown. And a whistle on the timeout. And Schaumburg wants to talk things over. Up by 8 with 2:43 to go. Again, just to remind you, our next HETV Game of the Week broadcast will be next Friday at Hoffman Estates, as the Hawks will be welcoming in the Vikings of Frem for a 6 p.m. tip next Friday. And Drew Howard will have the headset once again at my place. So that'll be what's coming up next week.
It'll be interesting to see if the Hawks can take one from Frem. They stole one from Conant. Conant loses this one. They're not going to be in any mood to be charitable.
And that'll put them under 500 in conference play if this would hold in favor of Schaumburg after the 2:43 left. Conant 8-10 on the year. Schaumburg 15-5. That's the most wins out of both East and West divisions, respectively. As Shue will inbound. Gets it into Chris Hodges. Facing a double team as it gets out to try to go back to the top and reset. 2.5 now to go. In for Hodges and now Shue, who thought about a 3. And a fake pass, but he traveled. Took that extra step as he wanted Karnick driving baseline for the back door. And it's Cougars basketball as Shamari Brown will come back in for Jared Shue once again.
And it looked like Conant wanted to work the clock there. They had a couple looks they could have taken and decided to just keep passing it.
Ellis in for Mittal, splits the double team, and he finishes nicely at the hoop. 43-37, timeout Conant. They'll have one remaining after that.
So Conant with the last gasp there, trying to claw their way back into it with 2:11 left.
So they're back trailing by 6. We were worried for that beginning stretch, or I should say maybe the middle stretch of that fourth quarter when we saw Schaumburg go up by as much as 10. And now it's Conant with this 6-2 run here with 2:11 now to still play.
Yeah, both teams just having a couple runs. Conant tightening it up and then Schaumburg pulling back away. See if Conant can continue their mini run here and make it closer.
So it'll be Schaumburg's ball off the Conant 30-second timeout. Shue to inbound. You'll also imagine Shamari Brown coming back in off the next whistle. As it gets up ahead to Trotter, and Saxon's just going to play with this and go against the clock. And that's poked away and stolen. Roque with the handle. Up ahead to the front court. It's Wackel. Now to Mittal. Clutch time coming for Conant. They could use a bucket rather quickly, down by 6, 1:45 to go. Wackel. Stuck in the right corner, in for Mittal, and Mittal finishes. 43-39.
So Schaumburg seeming kind of complacent as they go into the stall, and it works against them.
And I think to their benefit, Schaumburg couldn't get the substitution of Shue off and Brown in, as a foul goes on the Cougars, and we're not really near bonus territory yet, as that's only the 13th foul for Conant. Schaumburg's only got 14 fouls as the foul goes on Roque. Double team faced as Chris Hodges breaks away at the elbow, and a whistle and a foul. And that'll be on Roque again. Maybe a baseline inbound.
Not a bad idea to get Schaumburg in the bonus. They've been having problems from the line. They got a lot of fouling to do to get there.
Shu, cross-court pass as we approach a minute to go. Mike Hodges to Hezi Trotter, who's got a game-high 19. Traps being set all around and a timeout by Schaumburg.
And Conant's going to have to start fouling.
Looking at the foul situation for the 5 on the floor right now, at least on the side of Conant, you've got Vital with 3, Roque with 2, and then 1 each for Wackel and Ellis. Chenault out there does not have any fouls committed tonight. And both teams only with 14 fouls, so still some inbounds to come on both sides of things before we would begin the 1-1 bonus effect after the 17th foul from either side, or the double when it would be 10. We still could have a very long 56.9 seconds to play here, Bruce. Usually more often than not, they always say the final minute of college basketball, or I should say high school basketball rather, is the longest minute. It's the Saxons with 2 timeouts remaining, Conant only with 1.
And Conant going to have to get 3 quick fouls to get Schaumburg in the one-on-one.
If the Cougars are able to come back and rally, that would put them within 1 game of second in the conference behind Schaumburg, who would fall to 5-2. And if Schaumburg was to win, they would, at the moment, leapfrog Fremd in the conference standings at 6-1, and 16-5 overall in the year. Shoot it inbound on their half of the court. It quickly goes in, and the whistle on a quick foul, as Bruce alluded to during that timeout, occurs, as it's going to go on Anthony Wackel. So that'll be his second, team's 5th. So only a couple seconds were taken off the clock, off the inbound. The same play formation going to be called here again from Schaumburg to try to inbound this successfully.
If they do it enough, Conant will know how to defend it.
Inbound will go, as that one I think was intended for Chris Hodges, but his brother Mike took it instead. As Trotter, high risky pass and a foul. Not a shooting foul, as the foul goes on Zach Chenault. And that'll be the 16th foul, so another final inbound coming.
46.5 seconds left to play here.
So assuming Conant fouls again, then we'll begin the 1-1. And you mentioned as the double team happens and then the foul. So they got the foul on Chenault, I believe. And that's going to be a second, team 7. So 1-1 in effect. So now Arnav Karnik at the line as Shamari Brown comes in for Jared Shu. And Kolev and Benini back in for Conant. As Chenault and Roque head to the bench. Karnik misses, it's a live ball to play. If he makes it, he hits one more. He misses, Ellis the rebound, and that goes in Conant's favor. 40 seconds. Wackel to Benini at the top. Jump pass, Kolev, 3-ball, back rim, no. Mittal stays with the possession, and a whistle and a foul on Shamari Brown. And that'll be his 3rd and the team's 5th with 28.5 seconds to go. The drama intensifies here at Conant High School. Wackel to inbound, in quickly to Ellis. Wackel, 3-ball, way too strong as Benini tries to save it, and the ball will go in favor of the Saxons. As now quickly Chenault and Roque come back in for Kolev and Benini for defensive purposes. That was a good look there, Bruce Anthony Walker for three. There's way too much muscle on it as it quickly goes into Trotter, and O'Kay's called for the foul.
Yep, Conant cannot let time tick off the clock.
And now Kalev and Benini back in for Schaumburg. Okay in the backcourt now for the Cougars. 20 seconds left. 1-and-1 still in effect for Trotter. And Shamari Brown will be back in for Shu. Get 1-and-1. If Trotter misses, it's a live ball. If he makes it, he gets another. Trotter with a game-high 19. As he's been the thorn in the Cougar side all night tonight, especially in transition. And he misses. A big miss now with 18 seconds. Benini finds Wackel. Now Benini again.
Gotta get it up.
Yeah, they gotta get a shot. That's now 12 seconds of time taken off. Wackel, I think mismanagement with the clock awareness as there's only 2.8 seconds. So a shade over 17 seconds taken off the clock on one possession, down by 4. And the body language of Conant out on the floor, specifically Jonathan Glove, they are mad at themselves for that one, Bruce.
Yeah, they couldn't afford to let all that time click off. They need the 4-point play and only have 2 available to them.
It was a shooting foul as the first free throw was good. Timeout Saxons, that's their 4th of the half. They got 1 remaining, so now both sides with 1 left. Wackel's got 1 more free throw forthcoming. And now you essentially, with only this much time left, Bruce, assuming Wackel makes this, or if he tries the old miss and get out for a 3-ball attempt, assuming he makes this, you got to go with the quick foul and just hope for a miss and perhaps a 3/4 court heave.
Yep, that's all they've got left. 2.8 seconds. So whatever they do after this free throw, it's going to have to be fast.
You have to imagine the head coach and Jim Maley, the 4th, having to drop the play, assuming Wackel makes this, because I don't know if there's any play design for missing a free throw and then trying for a 3-ball. I think that's a matter of who can ever be out on the perimeter and get the shot up with so much time left.
And they do need 3 here.
So Wackel with 8 points will be perhaps looking for his 9th. And with it only being the 1-and-1 still, assuming Conant fouls again defensively, you'd have to imagine they would want to make the free throw.
Yeah.
So here's who you got on the floor. We'll start with Schaumburg. You've got Shu, both Hodge brothers, Mike and Chris, Shamari Brown and Hezzy Trotter. And for the Cougars, you got Kalev, Benini, Mittal, Ellis, and Wackel at the free throw line.
And Schaumburg proving again to be bad from the free throw line. Makes it.
So Wackel makes it, and a sub's going to come in. For offensive person, that'll be Karnik in for Brown. Shoot it inbound with 2.8 left. Do or die time as this goes down the floor, and a quick grab of the jersey was Benini. And Mike Hodges will be at the line for the 1-and-1. And are they going to call this in the act of shooting, maybe? And they are. Or rather, I think they may be calling that a clear
flagrant, maybe?
I think they're calling that a clear path. So a clear path foul on the floor. So it'll be 2 and possession. And Hodges' first free throw, that's good. And he makes the next one, then that'll mean the game's over.
Yep, Hodges not the one you want to put on the line.
And that'll essentially do it. Clutch free throws from Mike Hodges. And the Saxons also have possession with a 2.5 seconds remaining as you feel the energy in this gym just get completely sucked out now because of the 2 free throws made. It goes into Trotter, and the clock expired, and that will do it. A gritty effort from the Cougars in the end, but not enough as the Schaumburg Saxons on the road get the 45-41 victory over the Conant Cougars. to improve to 6-1 in conference play, 16-5 on the year. But again, a gritty effort from Conant here tonight.
Yeah, Conant gave them everything they could handle, and just not quite enough here. Very good attempt by Conant.
And our next broadcast of MSL West basketball action will be next Friday night at 6 p.m. when the Hawks of Hoffman Estates welcome in the Vikings of Front High School, who also sit near the top of the Mid-Suburban Conference action. Again, final score, Schaumburg 45, Conant 41. As looking ahead here for their next contest, the Saxons will be taking on the Front Vikings, who we just mentioned on Tuesday. And for Conant, they will be taking on St. Lawrence next Tuesday in non-conference action for the Cougars. Again, final score, Saxons 45, Cougars 41. From Bruce Anderson, I'm Ryan Fay signing off. This has been Mid-Suburban West basketball action on HETV. So long.